And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the RSG Lunch Hour. Oh, I forgot to change the settings on the KO player. Oops. Hold on a second here. Wait a minute.
What the hell are you streaming?
Damn it, Finn.
I forgot about that. So give me 1 second. There we go. I've got it fixed. There we go. Sorry about that. But welcome to the RSG Lunch Stream. If you're not familiar with the lunch stream, what is it and wondering what it is, well, that's just where we hang out with you wonderful people for the next hour or so and bring you something fun to listen to during your work day. So wherever you're having lunch, you can listen to us, relax, giggle, have fun, and that's what we like to do here is have fun. We will do a roster review. We'll answer your questions. If you do have questions, go ahead and get your questions in, and we will scoop those up and get those right out at the end. We try to get to pretty much all the questions, but sometimes we miss out on those. But nonetheless, we will. It's Weird News Monday, so we'll go do the weird news as well. We got a lot of people joining us today, so let's get introducing everybody. We've got, of course, you heard Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman.
Good afternoon, morning, and evening, everyone.
That's right. It's one of those things somewhere. We also have the guy who will be monitoring chat and scooping up your questions. The man of gingivitis, the ginger ninja himself, so Sanely the Soulless One.
I think I've been spending too much time mod slicing because last night I had a dream that I was mod slicing.
You need to see a specialist about that. Also joining us is Grim the Mechanic.
Like swgoh problems.
Right. Yeah.
You know what's funny? Ranger's the one that's complaining about mod slicing, and yet Sanely's the one having nightmares about it.
I know, right? I think that's why I don't have Sanely. That's why I don't have bad dreams about it, because I don't think about it at all. Just don't care. And then last but not least, joining us after being sick for a while. I think Soren Daughter gave him something. Mike Hunt is back.
I am. I had man flu. That I'm lucky to survive it. I tell you, man flu, potentially the most deadly illness on the planet.
Okay.
True story.
Yeah, no one believes you. And make sure you get, so if you haven't already, go ahead and get your questions in, we'll scoop those up. Make sure you guys, right now, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you love the content, obviously you're here watching us, hit that subscribe button so you can get notifications when we're doing stuff. And then also, if you haven't checked out our Patreon, please do. We have our Patreon page set up, and we'd be more than glad to you can help support us with everything we do. Everything that we make from YouTube and stuff goes back into the stream. New equipment, paying for things, trying to bring out better quality content for you guys, and that's what we're here to do. Also, we have some other stuff we're working on. Dr. Finn, do you want to tell the folks about it? Dr. Finn?
Mic or something?
Huh?
I think
it just went really quiet.
Your mic cut out completely.
Oh, I have no idea why, but... Oh, because Skype disappeared again.
Yeah, you were like all...
Oh.
And it's...
I hate
Well,
Skype.
we can hear you. We can hear you now.
Yeah,
Well,
Skype sucks. But, Dr. Finn, there's some more announcements we need to make, so if you'd like to go ahead, please do.
Sure. So if you didn't hear last week, we announced the charity event that we're going to do next year in 2019. What we want to do... Oh, by the way, Ranger, the lunch stream says it's for 2017. I don't know why, but it does.
You want to go back in while we're doing this and...
Yeah,
time traveling.
We're time traveling in the past. Okay, so the next event that we want to do for charity next year, the one we're planning for, is in April. And in April 2019, there is an event in Disney called Run Disney. It is a marathon run that is being sponsored by a lot of charities, and it also provides us an opportunity to raise money for a charity. We were planning on doing a campaign through a website similar to Pledge It. That may be the one that we pick. We're looking at all of that right now. But through a website like Pledge It, you can do a one-time donation, or you can basically donate based on the number of kilometers and everything we're running. There are 7 of us that are planning to do it, and so you could donate like $1 per kilometer, and then we're running the half marathon. And so at the end, assuming we all do it, there will be a certain amount that you guys can donate. As part of that, we do need to get to Orlando. So that is one of our struggles here. We think the opportunity to raise money for charity is a lot higher with this kind of event than it is in general. Things we plan on doing as an after effect almost of the charity run itself. Everyone that donated to help us get there, plus in the campaign itself, we were going to make a shirt. Your name would be on the shirt. We were hoping to get more corporate sponsors as well that would be able to sponsor us for the run and all that kind of stuff. So the opportunity to make more than 10,000 like we did last year, I think is very high with this. And so that is why we're kind of choosing this event. It is also a Star Wars based run, and so it seems very appropriate with our channel. That being said, again, we do need to travel. And so in the description of this YouTube video, and will be for pretty much most of our videos for the next few months, is a link to a GoFundMe that is designed to help us get to Orlando. And we do require the help of you guys. We are trying to cover our expenses to get there because it's somewhat pricey for all of us to get there. In total, the GoFundMe is $5,500. That we're asking for. It's going to be really about $5,000, but one, GoFundMe has a 3% cut in order to cover credit cards and PayPals and all that. And then the other thing is that any money that is not used for the travel, so basically we're trying to get the hotel cost, the registration, and the flight over there. We want to see if we can get most of that covered. Anything above and beyond that will be given directly to the charity of choice. Now, we haven't decided on which charity yet, so we're always open to the ideas. There's a few of them we're mulling over, including AFSP again, but we're trying to figure out which charity, but we do need help getting there. One of the things that you guys can get as a result of this, and I offered this last week and it stands right now, if you donate $25, I will set up a session with you in order to remod 5 characters. And I'll actually go through with you and tell you where I would tell you to move mods from which character onto one of the characters that you mentioned. So we'll do that for 5 characters. For $25, I'll do that. So we have 3 people that donated through the GoFundMe, so I'm scheduling with them right now in order to do it. So I'll give a shout out to L. Kitty Kelly, Spaceman Tim, and Walter Arnold. As they did that, so I'm working with them in order to schedule a time to do their remodding, and you guys all have that opportunity. So $25, I will help you guys remod 5 characters, and it's not a one-time only thing. And so if you donate $50, then I'll help you remod 10, and so on and so forth. So we are trying to do stuff in order to kind of raise the money as well, and so just be on the lookout for more potential options there. But anything you guys can provide would be greatly appreciated. We really want to make the fundraiser for this year, for 2019, bigger and better than 2017 or 2018, I should say, this current year. We want to raise more than 10,000 for the great community, and so we're hoping that we can make this a bigger success.
All right. Well spoken. All right, so let's get into our first roster review for today. We are doing Michael, or MYK''EL, Mooncrawler's profile, and they are in Pirates del... That's weird. DE space L something. I guess it's Del Espacia. Espacia. It's Spanish, not French. Finn. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No, L apostrophe is in Spanish.
It's not. It's de la Espacia.
L apostrophe is not a Spanish thing. That's definitely more of a European.
It seems more like it's Spanish.
No, I'm pretty sure it's not.
It's de l'espace.
De l'espace.
Yeah. Which I think is French.
So that's
French.
Not. Are you sure?
Well, it's not.
Maybe they're Belgium. You don't know.
That's still French.
He said ha 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 French. He's
Just
in the
ask
chat.
Kirk.
Oh, okay. Well,
Mike is in French, and he says ha 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 French.
Okay.
See? Ha ha.
It's
Uh-huh.
stupid Americans trying to do my roster.
It's not very nice.
I need myself a croissant.
All right.
Mais
so,
oui, but of course.
Okay. So
Disregard our nonsense.
Yeah, we're retarded. Let's. But he knows that.
But that's why people watch the show,
That's
to see us be retarded.
That is true. All right.
No, they want us to be normal. It
or
just
at least
happens
that's
to
why I
be that
started
our,
watching the show.
You know, I'm just saying. So
our normal is just not normal.
yeah,
That's
it's
all it
not
is.
really no. So what's the first thing? I think he had a few things. So what's the first thing he's
Yeah, so just in general, so he is mostly free to play.
Mhm.
So we'll start off with there just to give a little background on his play style as a 2.6 million GP. His guild is trying to get prepared for Heroic Sith.
Sure.
So he's trying to figure out how to make sure that he's ready. In particular, how he can run Phase 2 without Wampa. So we'll look at his Heroic Sith, in particular Phase 2. A review of his mods, where he should focus his slicing, that kind of stuff. And just any lack in his roster. He's able to get top 10 in both arenas, so he's good there. And any advice on Territory War Team. And yeah, he also said, poor Porg.
All right, I'm not doing this roster review.
So yes, thank you for the Porg love.
Thank you for putting in your roster review, Mike. But I'm sorry, you said poor Porg, so we're not continuing this.
He didn't say Porg. He said poor Porg.
Doesn't matter. He used the word Porg. Therefore, by default, we are moving on to the Wacky News Monday of the week. So let's see what the first story is. I'm not doing.
All right, so let's look at his Heroic Sith teams first. We'll go to your mods afterwards.
Arena's doing fine. He's got the Basilisk team running pretty damn well. So doing pretty solid there.
Yeah, Arena, he's doing good in both. So we're just looking Sith raid teams.
Okay. I'm trying to pull up characters, but GG's being slow as molasses. So
his Basilisk 5-star, so we're not looking at a Jedi team.
No, we're not looking at that. So let's look at the JTR.
Resistance for Phase.
Yeah, I think JTR team looks pretty.
He's super solid.
Yeah.
Gear 12 Scavenger Ray, Gear 12 Resistance Trooper.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah.
Nope. So you have your Phase 1 team, Jedi Training Ray, R2, BB-8, Scavenger Ray, Resistance Trooper. Good job with that. Let's look at the other teams before we get to Phase 2. He has checks
mix, so we don't need to look at Phase 3. He's got that in the bag.
He has all of...
What's that? Is Skype being stupid again? Hold on. Hold on, Finn. You're kind of cutting in and out.
It's good. DCLF. Can you not hear us?
Hold on. Skype just does not want to load all of a sudden. Oh, for God's sakes, why can't stuff work?
Please excuse the technical difficulties. Do-do-do.
It's trying to pull up, but it's not pulling up. It's being really ridiculous. Alright, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, alright. Moving on to his nice sisters. We got some work to do here a little bit.
Well, hold on. Going back to his checks mix.
Yeah, go ahead.
So he has CLS, he has Death Trooper, he has Han Solo. You do need to make sure that the speeds are correct. Your Han Solo is at 222 speed, which is way too fast for Phase 3. So when you mod him, you'll want to make sure you mod them according to the proper speed. So let me go find the link really quick. But there is a link for the complete guide to Phase 3 and with Chex Mix. And I'm actually putting it in the chat right now. And you'll want to kind of bookmark that and keep that because it is a good explanation about the speeds that you're looking for. Your Han Solo is way, way too fast. And his damage is not nearly as high as it should be. You have plus 540 physical damage, which is good, but you want to try and get that higher. So just kind of keep that in mind. You're going to try and get him as hard-hitting. Your crit damage is at 66%, so you're good. You could always get to 60, and we'll talk about slicing and all of that later. But you're trying to get your physical damage high, your speed slow, and then fit the speeds according to the other times. You don't have Chirrut yet. So you do need to work on your Chirrut. Your Chirrut is 7-star, but he's gear 9. So you do want to get your Chirrut up. And your PAL, 7-star, is level 70, gear 8. Gear 8 is enough, but you do need to get him to level 85 and then, again, mod him according to that Reddit post. That Reddit post is a really, really good breakdown. So make sure that you save that. So Chex Mix, you're almost there. You have a little bit of work to do, but you're on the right track.
All right. Night Sisters, for the most part, he needs to get Zombie to 7 stars. Has some work to do. Acolyte's not even close to being done. Talia's 7-star gear.
Yeah, you can ignore Acolyte.
Yeah, you can, but I'm just saying some people use it. DACA is gear 9. Talented Adventurous are 11, but there are no Zetas on them. So...
Holy crap.
What?
Wait until you see his mods.
I'm not looking at his mods. Is there something you want to say about his mods, Grim, since you went holy crap?
He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 20 speed secondaries.
Nice.
Very nice. Somebody's been slicing.
That's right. Well, I've been slicing and I ain't got crap. I've had one mod that involved the slicer that was that I'm doing all my speed. What secondaries has gone once. It's like,
well, at least you're not the only one, because it's done the same thing to me. Of like the 20 mods I've sliced, only one has rolled speed, and it only rolled speed once, right. Plus 4.
And then Loki's over there. Everyone is like, oh, another speed. Oh, another speed. Hey, more speed. Hey, another speed. So.
And then he wonders why somebody burnt his house down.
No, they're like, that might bring me bad luck. He's protected by his Buddha luck. It's unbelievable, that guy. So we have some work to do on Night Sisters. You need to have
minimal Zeta on Asajj's lead.
Yeah, and Unique on Mother Talzin. Those two
and
at least.
Ventress, yeah. Those would be the next two. And that actually solidifies your Night Sister team for Territory Wars as well.
Yeah, it does.
You asked about Territory Wars. Yeah. So those 3 Zetas are minimal what you want to get on your Night Sisters.
Yeah.
So Asajj lead, Asajj Unique, Mother Talzin Unique. Those are the 3. And then work on gearing up the other ones.
Now for phase 2, let's see here.
Now we get into the fun stuff.
Jedi. Let's look at his Jedi, because I want to see where his Hermit Yoda is. I know he's 7-star.
6-star.
6-star?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How close are... I know he's in chat. How close are you to 7-star, Mikey?
And he has a Zeta on him, so that's good.
Mm-hmm. And high gear, too. So he has him at gear 11, 6-star. So he's more than ready as soon as he hits 7-star. He has a gear 12 Princess Leia. So you're going to be running a Machine Gun Leia team for sure. And he has a gear 12 Kenobi. Yeah. So you're set there.
Yeah.
Where is his Akbar? His Akbar is 7-star, but gear 7. Which is actually fine. If Akbar dies
put get a little bit more gear, because he's a little bit too squishy.
Well, it does. So there's 2 ways to go about this, right? And it depends on your survivability overall. You could go with a really weak Akbar and let him die, and if he dies, then all of the assists will now be Princess Leia, assuming you have no other rebels, right? So now you have 100% chance of calling Princess Leia as soon as Akbar dies. His lead ability will still stand. What is the downfall? Akbar actually has 3 abilities that will call Princess Leia, because when he uses a special, Leia is the only other rebel, right? So he has 100% chance to call Leia with the assist due to his leader. Everybody else has a 50% chance to call Princess Leia. So is it worth it to drop Akbar and allow everybody else to get Princess Leia going, or do you keep Akbar and let everybody else only have a 50% chance? If you have time for RNG, keeping Akbar is better. You have to do a little bit of RNG to get Princess Leia to go a little bit more. But if you go that route, you need a strong Akbar, one that can survive a good amount of hits, right? So you're looking at almost gear 11 needed for Akbar in order for him to survive that. You could have a little bit less damage, but a little bit more consistency with a weak Akbar. So it's up to you how much you really want to focus on Akbar. He does have a really good capital ship, Home 1, especially now with Geos. So it's not a bad investment to get Akbar to gear 11, and he's really not the worst to gear 11 either. He does, I think, requires 2 Carbantes, if I remember correctly. So it's not a huge loss in gear to get Akbar up. I'm gonna check his gear right now just to double check. But
he said he's also 85 out of 100 on Hermit Yoda, so he might, after this territory battle today with the rewards, be able to finish his Hermit Yoda. So let's assume that he does have a Hermit Yoda. Then he can go Kenobi, Hermit Yoda. He can go what else? He could go
Princess Leia, Thrawn, and Akbar lead.
There you go.
That would be your machine gun Leia team.
And just rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. The question then is just how you want to run the team. Do you want to go with more RNG and run with it, or do you want to go with less RNG and keep a weak Akbar? And it's up to you, whichever way you want to go to it. I'm looking at his gear right now. He actually doesn't need any Carbantes. He needs a droid collar. He needs an eyeball. He needs one of those black eyeballs. He's actually not terrible to get to gear 11. It's actually 2 droid collars from where he's at. So you'll need 2 droid collars. That's going to be the hardest part, actually. It's just the droid collar. They're hard, but I mean, everything requires something, right? But it's not the worst thing to get. You don't need a lot of stun guns or anything like that. So, I mean, personally, I think he's worth it. Okay, so he said he's not working on Geos. He doesn't think it's worth it for free to play, which isn't actually bad because the Geos outside of ships are kind of meh.
Very much.
So it's okay if you're not working on them, but just something to keep in mind as maybe a second ship fleet if you're looking for territory wars on offense, as you're probably putting and we can look at your ships a little bit to just get an idea. I know you don't need help with it, but I'm assuming you're running Chimera and Biggs and that team in Arena, and so that can help you a little bit on that front.
Yeah, and the good thing is you're having your Hermit Yoda done after see, today's the end of phase 5, so you'll maybe get a little bit of currency, and then tomorrow at this time as it's winding down, you'll get whatever rewards you get. So easily you'll have more than 4,000, I'm assuming, for Hermit Yoda, so you should be good. You should be more than fine on that. All right. What else do we need to look at? Obviously, his mods are great. His teams are great. He's got what he pretty much needs. Needs some work on Night Sisters for phase 3 or 4 if he wants to use them there, but needs some Zetas on them as well. So there's a little work to do.
Let's take a look at his Sith. So Sith is another potential team that you can run in phase 2. So your Princess Leia one is going to be your first phase 2 team. The benefit of Hermit Yoda is that he will escape. Now, you do need to be careful if you run Machine Gun Leia on the escape of Hermit Yoda. I will tell you right now, you will want to run this one in airplane mode. The reason is your last 2 surviving characters are going to be Hermit Yoda and Princess Leia because both of them stealth. If both of them are stealth, that means Hermit Yoda can be potentially attacked. Okay? So you do want to be careful with your Hermit Yoda about being attacked. Now, I know he has an evasion that's supposed to be 100%, but the bosses also get a buff that allows them to attack. And they seem to have some high level of accuracy that allows them to occasionally hit Hermit Yoda. So if they hit Hermit Yoda, your Hermit Yoda may die before your Princess Leia, and now you can't reuse Hermit Yoda. And you will want to reuse Hermit Yoda. So make sure that you do it in airplane mode. And then your next phase 2 team can be Emperor Palpatine lead, Vader, Scion, Nihilus, and Hermit Yoda. And the goal of that team is to get Darth Nihilus to go as many times as possible and get his Annihilate up. So you don't really want to kill the ads. You want to leave them up for Nihilus's Drain Force, let him reduce the cooldown of his Annihilate, and then you Annihilate Scion, and you just basically rinse and repeat. You throw debuffs on the other characters in order to feed turn meter through Emperor Palpatine's lead. So it's just kind of a constant trade-off with that.
Yeah, he's got the Zeta on Palpatine, 12. Sion's 12, no Zeta. Vader's 12, no Zeta. Nihilus is 12, no Zeta.
Right.
And if you could let us know, Mikey, where you at with your Treya farm? That'd be kind of nice to know.
He said he had
Stargate 12. Yeah. Oh, not me. Sorry.
Yeah, he said his guild
Shut up,
prepared
non-French Mike.
He said his guild is getting ready for heroic Sith, so I don't think he has any Treya.
Okay, I thought maybe.
Dear.
Oh, that's right. Never mind. It's gonna be a ways away.
Okay, so Mikey asks a question. He
Sure.
says, no Sabine on Phase 2 Leia team. The answer is no. The reason is Akbar's lead. So Akbar's lead is whenever a character uses basically a non-offensive ability, right? It calls a rebel to assist. When it's Akbar, if it's only, and remember, Sabine is a rebel. And so now if you use Akbar with Sabine, Princess Leia only has a 50% chance of being called to assist. If you use without Sabine, Princess Leia has a 100% chance of being called to assist. If you have Sabine instead of Thrawn on the team, right, all the other characters now only have a 33% chance to call Princess Leia because they now have a 33% chance to call Akbar, 33% chance to call Leia, and a 33% chance to call Sabine instead of a 50% chance of Akbar and 50% Leia. So you do not want to use Sabine on this team because she is a rebel. It's the same reason why you don't want to use a character like Scarif Rebel Pathfinder. He's a really, really good tank, and he works really well with Hermit Yoda. But he is a rebel. And so now he has a chance of being called. Right? So it's a matter of looking at the overall team composition, not necessarily just the abilities itself. The armor shred is really, really good, but Sabine is a rebel, and it becomes a detriment under a Akbar lead.
All right. Anything else we need to cover there, Dr. Finn?
Let's see. So then now we have to look at his mods. I think
Grim did and passed out.
Mikey. Those are also going to be largely teams that you're going to use for territory wars as well. There isn't too much variance between Sith raid teams in some cases and what you're doing, right? So Jedi Training Rey is going to be a territory war team. Now, how your guild sets up territory war defense is going to vary, so that's up to you guys. I'm just saying, in general, the teams that you'll want, right? Jedi Training Rey resistance, like a resistance team, is one. For that one in particular, you don't want to have Resistance Trooper on that team. You'd rather have it with a Zeta Finn. Does he have a Zeta Finn in his Resistance? He does. Okay. So you will want to say Finn, Poe, and Resistance Trooper for offense, right, for your Resistance team. And the reason you're saving Resistance Trooper for Finn is because Resistance Trooper has a chance to do an expose with his basic, and Finn's whole lead is based on getting that expose up. So you'll want to do a team of Jedi Training Rey, R2, BB-8, Scavenger Rey, and then some kind of tank. You could put a Kenobi, you could put an Old Ben, something like that. Your Sith team, we already mentioned Emperor Palpatine, Vader, Nihilus, and Scion. If you're putting it on defense, you'll probably use your Thrawn. Just looking overall at your team, you'll probably end up using a Thrawn on that team. But there's other ones that you can work on, like a Sith Trooper that works really well on the team, another Sith, or an Empire in general. You have your, let's look at his Imperial Troopers. Your Imperial Troopers are solid, so you can keep that as an offense with Veers, Death Trooper, Stark, Snow Trooper, Shore Trooper. You're good there. Your First Order, you haven't really worked too much on, so your First Order will kind of maybe be a cleanup team. It's not going to be a set team on defense or offense. Your CLS Rebels, you'll want to work on Chirrut, you'll want to work on Baze, and then you can have a solid team with CLS, Han, Chirrut, Baze, and then you can throw in somebody else on that team. Fulcrum Ahsoka is usually the one that people go with, but yours isn't ready, so you could put a Princess Leia on that team, something like that. So those would kind of be your territory war teams. With
all right.
War. And then your Jedi you're using on Arena.
I think Grim said his mods are redonkulous.
That's an understatement.
So yeah, I think we're fine there. All right, anything else?
Yeah, and his mods are very well focused on his Arena team too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm looking at the first ones. They're all Ezra, Hermit Yoda, Bastila, General Kenobi. So they're very focused. So good job with that. He did ask about like slicing and how to get new mods. So I'll tell you how I'm doing it, and we can go around just to kind of see what everyone is doing. So what I'm doing to slice is I am sorting my mods in game for all characters and unload and not loaded on character mods, sorting them by speed, and working down the list for speed secondaries. It looks like he's doing something similar. So if we look at his mods and sort by speed secondaries, your next mod that I would slice is your blue mod, your blue square on Rex. And so I'm just working down the list until I get to about 12 speed. And when I get to 12 speed, I plan on remodding. And so I'm just going to kind of keep on working through my mods that way. And so I'll get through the plus 12 speeds and then remod. So that's how I would do slicing. So get all through your plus 12 mods. You can also look at your offense as well. There may be some offense mods that I'm going to try and slice as well beforehand, because I am using offense on a few characters. So that would be kind of the next way to look at mods. And just to comment on something he put on the chat, Baze is an annoying grind. I'm not going to deny that. But here's the thing about Territory Wars. They don't need to be 7-star. Baze is actually pretty viable at 3 stars, even 4 stars, right? So you're not too far away from that, with gear 11. Remember, this is Territory Wars, not anything else. For Territory Wars, you don't need 7-star. It's obviously better with 7-star, but certain characters can be viable at lower stars, and most of those tend to be tanks. And so Baze is a tank. If you can gear him up and put him with Chirrut, he has a lot of survivability, and he'll work really well under a CLS lead.
All right.
Okay, so he said he's working that way, so that's perfect. And we'll go around to see if people are modding any other way. He also said, is it worth to slice plus 12 and plus 10? It is worth it, depending also on where you are on mods.
Right.
So I would slice anything plus 12. Plus 10, maybe not. Because plus 10 means it only has 1 roll on green, which means I have to do about 3 slices for not a huge bonus, right? So 25% chance. So 25% chance 3 times. I'm still going to do it, but later on. And the other thing to consider as well is CG seems to be giving us a little bit more mats moving forward. So we have this new Smugglers event that will allow us to get more slicing materials. They're going to be adding slicing materials to the Sith Raid at Tier 6 and Tier 7. So I don't know how much, but there's a chance that we're going to get a good amount of slicing materials. So with that, you will want to kind of just work through that, right? So you'll just keep on going. Keep on slicing kind of down the line. If you hit the plus 12, that's fine. You can slice those. You can slice plus 10 if that's where you're at. Figure out when you want to remod. But I think you're doing everything the right way right now.
All right. And if you have any more questions, Mikey, let us know. You can find us on our Discord, and we encourage everybody to come to our Discord. And if you have any specific questions moving forward you may have with the character or modding or anything like that, you know where to find us, and let us know. All right, now it's time to get to Weird News Monday. Let's go to our first story here. Man mowing lawn gets rained out, wins $10 million. What? Holy. And the story's not, it's, okay, here we go. A Virginia man said getting rained out while trying to mow his lawn led to his winning a $10 million lottery jackpot. Charles Martin of Amelia Courthouse told Virginia lottery official he was mowing his lawn after work recently when it started raining too hard for him to continue the chore. Martin said he put the mower away and decided to stop by the 460 Pit Stop store in Blackstone where he played a few lottery games. One of the tickets Martin bought was an Extreme Million Scratcher game which won him $10 million top prize. I scratched it and I about had a heart attack, he said. He said the store owner scanned the ticket to double check his win. Oh, it must be a good one because I can't pay it, Martin recalled the owner saying. Martin collected his check from the Virginia lottery this week. He chose the lump sum option which came to $6,570,302 before taxes. You gotta love that. Anybody? mow the lawn?
I do. I thought it was hilarious.
Well, I didn't want to mow the lawn, so I went down there and got me, and then I won.
What they don't mention is the guy that's been doing this for 5 years and managed to lose like $6,000 and hasn't won anything.
Oh, God.
They never showed that story.
Yeah, right.
Man gets rained out while mowing lawn and buys multiple lottery tickets and doesn't win any. Waste
right.
3 days worth of savings.
No, you know, if that was Loki, he would have won like $30 million, right? So, all right. So the next story is here.
Actually, if it would have been Loki, it would have been all, him. Oh, I was just sitting on my ass and won.
Now, guys, we will get to questions at the end, so get your questions in, and we will get them answered for you. So we'll get you guys squared away. So the next one is Carpool Lane Scofflaw tried to trick police with skeleton. I don't know what the hell's a scofflaw.
Scofflaw is like a...
I'm not familiar with that term. Scofflaw?
Yeah, scofflaw is like one that gets away with breaking the law. It's essentially criminal.
The skeleton. Oh my god. Police in Washington State shared 3 photos of creative carpool lane cheats, including one who used a Halloween skeleton as a passenger. The Washington State Patrol shared 3 photos this week showing the faux passengers that high-occupancy vehicle lane users used in unsuccessful attempts to ward off scrutiny from police. One of the photos featured a Halloween skeleton dressed in a jacket and a baseball cap. The driver, NB15 at 1405 in Snow County, was dying not to get caught with this passenger. There's no bones about it. Another HOV violator stopped by WSP. Trooper H. Axman, the Washington State Patrol District 7 Public Information Officer, tweeted. Another example tweeted by Trooper Rick Johnson of District 2 shows a pillow dressed in a hoodie holding a cup of coffee and a tablet. Axman also shared a photo of a creepy dummy that appears to be composed of a mannequin wearing a surgical mask, a hoodie, and a pair of gloves. HOV lane violators are punished by $136 in fines in Washington State. I mean, really? That is fantastic. I want to use the fast lane, so I'm going to do this. Oh my God, Jesus, God, you know the lengths people go to try to skirt the system is unbelievable.
I hope you didn't kill anyone.
Mike just donated $5 and he or something, and he said, "Awesome review, thanks guys." Or thanks. Well, you are more than welcome, Mikey. We're glad to have helped. Thank you for the donation.
It is a Swiss franc.
Oh, Swiss franc. There you go. Hey.
So that's actually worth more than
snap.
$1.
Maybe we just have.
So 5 Swiss franc is $5.19.
We're up the market 19 cents, Finn. We should invest in stocks.
No, we need to donate to our travel fund.
Well, it's donate to the stocks to make more. So
yeah, then something bad will happen, and then we lose it all. No,
the way people try to skirt, man. I swear. All right, next one. Bull escapes Utah veterinarian before circumcision.
Smart bull.
A bull evaded a circumcision. I can't even, I'm laughing too much. A bull evaded a circumcision procedure when it escaped from a Utah veterinary clinic and ran loose through a town. The Tully Veterinary Clinic said the 2,000-pound bull became agitated prior to what was supposed to be a quick 45-minute procedure on Thursday and escaped the facility by jumping a fence. The bull actually come into becoming circumcised, Round told KSTU TV. He must have known, why else would you jump a 6-foot fence? Rowdy said the bull got over the fence and then darted through the open perimeter gates. Witness Luis Sanchez captured video of the bull staring down a police officer outside the local Walmart. Only in Tully and only at Walmart, Sanchez wrote on Facebook. Police helped Rowdy recapture the bovine fugitive. Went over to Walmart. I had a tranquilizer gun, but by then we had 40 to 50 people there and all the cops, Rowdy said. walked within 10 yards, shot him with the tranquilizer gun, called the cowboys, bring their horses, and come rope this bull. Rhodey said the bull failed to avoid his circumcision. Give him a little more tranquilizer, Rhodey said. Get him rounded up, brought back, and did the surgery. There are no injuries or property damage reported for the bull's time on the loose, police said. Police in Texas faced a similar situation last week with a 2200 Brahma escaped from its pasture ran loose on a busy road in spring. The Harris County Constable's Office said deputies helped control traffic while professional cowboys were brought in to guide the animal back to the pasture. That bull is like, no way. I think they stared down the police like, I'll kill you. I'll kill all of you. You touch Mr. Winky, I'll kill you all. Oh my God. I'm surprised.
Can't blame the bull for not trying.
Yeah, I'm surprised Mike hasn't come up with any crazy puns on that one. All right.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
There you go. Next story. Mystery closure of observatory and FBI presence in Sunspot, New Mexico? An observatory and post office closed abruptly. A helicopter, people working on antennas, FBI silence. What's going on in Sunspot? An observatory in a small New Mexico town has been forced to close amid very suspicious circumstances. The National Solar Observatory in Sunspot was closed a week ago, as was the town's post office, for reasons reported to be security related. The local sheriff's office is in the dark as much as anyone, with Otero County Sheriff Benny House telling ABC7, the FBI is refusing to tell us what's going on. We've got people up there at Sunspot that requested us to stand by while they evacuated it. Nobody would really elaborate on any of the circumstances as to why. The FBI went up there. What their purpose was, nobody will say. He added, for the FBI to get involved that quick and to be so secretive about it, there's a lot of stuff going on up there.
Graham, what did you do at that observatory?
Really, Graham? What's going on in your part of the woods? There was a Black Hawk helicopter, a bunch of people around antennas and workers on towers, but nobody would tell us anything.
Give me a second.
Okay.
Because there is breaking news on that was just released 2 hours ago.
Okay, the observatory's website said, we apologize for any inconvenience this may cause you. However, due to unforeseen circumstances, the Sunspot Solar Observatory, including the site, is temporarily closed until further notice.
Let's go to our reporter on the spot, Ranger.
Well, okay. Well, we go to our man Graham, who's live on the spot in the backwoods of wherever he is.
Well, it says the facility was shut down because it was cooperating with an ongoing law enforcement investigation of criminal activity that occurred at Sacramento Peak, which is where that is.
Ah.
I'm guessing they probably found somebody dead over there or something.
What the hell have you been doing at that observatory, Graham?
Yeah, Graham.
It wasn't aliens, but it was aliens.
Or just criminal activity. You can go with that.
No, you gotta say it like this. Aliens.
No, it's not damn aliens.
It's been overrun by gingers. I think it's a grim, insanely conspiracy.
It's a gingivitis epidemic.
Insanely spreading his gingivitis through grin.
You see Santa come out in white robes and be like, we will not be forgotten.
You see what you've done, Sanely?
Oh, God. All right, let's go through these next ones quick because there's a lot of questions. Next one. What is this? Toy Hall of Fame finalists. American Girl dolls Uno cards. The National Toy Hall of Fame in New York State announced finalists for the 2018 induction class, including Magic 8 Ball, Masters of the Universe, and Uno. The National Toy Hall of Fame, located at the Strong National Museum of Play in Rochester, announced 12 finalists this week that will be whittled up. The 3 inductees to be announced at a November 8th ceremony. The 12 finalists are American Girl doll, Chalk, shoots and ladders.
Apparently.
What is Chalk? The toy that just keeps on giving. Magic 8 Ball, Fisher Price Corn Popper, Master of the Universe, Pinball, Sled, Tic Tac Toe, Tickle Me Elmo, Tudor electric football, and Uno. These chalk. God in heaven.
Man, I remember the electric football.
I know, right? Masters of the Universe for me is a no-brainer.
Yeah, I know.
Let's see here. These 12 toys represent different play styles from outdoor to imaginative in different areas from ancient to more modern, said Christopher Bench, Vice President of Collections at The Strong. But they all share an undeniable ability to inspire people of all ages to learn, create, and discover through play. It's chalk! What's next? Pencil and paper?
Doesn't this make you feel old, though? I remember using some of these as kids. Seriously, I remember Chutes and Ladders and playing that as a kid.
Well, yeah, some of these I get it. Magic 8 Ball, pinball, tic-tac-toe, remember that one? Chalk!
How do you put tic-tac-toe as a...
Well, there was a game like the
game you play on a paper.
Tic-tac-toe, so I could see that one.
Magic 8 Ball tells me how to play the game.
Yeah, see? So all those make sense, but chalk, really? I can't.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
I still play Uno from time to time.
Yeah, Uno's a classic one too. Yeah, that's a.
Oh my god! Really? Get hold of Sweary. She lives for Uno.
Yeah.
Uno is so much fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Uno's a game you can play no matter what age. It's still fun as hell. And even some of the additions they made with the games and stuff, it's still a great card game to play. All right, next one. Big package of marijuana washes up on Florida beach. Well, okay. Authorities in Florida said beach visitors were surprised to arrive at the shore to discover a huge package of marijuana washed up in the sand. Beach safety officials in Ormond by the Sea said a witness reported a large plastic wrapped package shortly after 11 a.m. Wednesday, and the Volusia County Sheriffs were called to investigate. Photos from the scene show the package contained 23 smaller packages of marijuana that were sealed with plastic wrap and duct tape. Beach Safety Patrol Captain Tammy Malford said Hurricane Florence has been creating larger than usual surf, which may have contributed to the package's appearance on the beach. Typically, it happens when we have a large surf and winds on shore. Sometimes we have lots of things wash up on shore. We haven't had a lot of things, but this is the first thing so far. The St. Johns County Sheriff's Office said on Twitter that multiple packages of marijuana were found washed ashore and floating in the water last week.
It's another reason why Florence is bad. It's distributing drugs into our community.
I know, right? It's all your fault, Finn.
Thank you, Florence. Not only are you flooding our land, but you're introducing drugs to our children. Thank you.
Stick it to the ickies. You want to talk it up with the old boy? Hey, man, you know what we need right now? What, bro? We need some weed. Yeah. Hey, what's that? Oh, my God, bro. I'm surprised all the residents didn't go like, yay! Start smoking the hell out of it.
Florence destroying communities.
Oh, God.
What's the eye condition that people get to smoke marijuana for?
Anything?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I mean, that's why. I mean, it didn't wash up. Someone dropped it on the beach. That's what.
That was. Mm-hmm. I need medical marijuana for 10 years. Yeah. And then I'm going to accidentally drop it in the middle of the ocean and let the hurricane wash it.
Oh, my God.
And then I'm going to claim on the insurance.
Wow. That's wild.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. All right, so that's it for that. It's now time for questions. Yay! Shirley's been scooping them up, and we will go ahead and get those questions answered.
Revenator says that they inducted the stick into the National Toy Museum back in 2008.
The stick?
I'd say that's worse than inducting chalk.
Wow. Does that mean that the first exhibit was only half full or half complete for the first 100 years of the museum's life? Isn't it a stick and circle that you run? I don't know.
I think...
I seem to recall that in my childhood. And penny farthings
the stick with the like hula hoop or whatever they called it back then.
Mm. So you got all those people like, we're going to have to go back to that museum and see it now with the stick.
A blanket was also inducted into the Hall of Fame. Let's throw that out there.
That's for napping, not playing.
Right.
Well, apparently in 2011 it was considered a toy and inducted. I don't know.
Okay.
I can't.
What?
Master Kylo, I got a question for Ranger or Finn. How should I mod Wampa for Phase 2? I'm thinking offense mod with 100 speed or straight up raw offense with 0 speed. Like 900 extra offense but slower Wampa.
Offense is the way to go.
And crit damage. Don't forget crit damage.
Yeah, you want to offensive set and crit damage.
Ideally over 4K physical damage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his speed isn't as relevant.
No, it's not relevant at all.
I mean, you want him to be as fast as possible, but not at the expense of offense, because he's going to be called to assist. You can get him to attack again with Thrawn. You can get him to attack again with Kenobi's lead. You can get him to attack with Hermit Yoda's Master's Training, right? So you have several ways you can get Wampa to attack out of turn, even not including his counterattack, which is another way. So he'll get in several attacks. You want crit damage because even though he may have a low critical chance, once Wampa uses his special, right? That it starts out on cooldown. What's it? His roar? Was it the furious foe? Right? He gets 40% critical chance, and so now his critical chance is now well above the point where he's pretty much going to be critting every single time. So you want to focus on critical damage, even though his critical chance may be low at the start, and then as much damage as possible, and then speed would be the next thing you look at in order to minimize his turn meter loss between attacks.
Oh, I wonder if we could run CAD as lead and remove 100% tenacity off the boss. I might try that. Just switch out Boba for CAD. Just see if that makes a difference. Sorry, I'm theory crafting while
you're thinking of adding dots with his basic in order to increase his damage?
I'm thinking that CAD's lead removes 100% tenacity once the contract's up, doesn't it? No, he's not a bounty hunter, or a scoundrel. He wouldn't get it.
So all enemies have 50% tenacity removed once Cad Bane hits his contract, right? But the only person that would be able to help contribute to the contract is Cad Bane in that team.
Yeah.
So you would have to basically continue. You have to attack with Cad Bane 20 times in order to trigger the contract. But then Scion would only get negative 50 tenacity, and then he would continue to get stacking tenacity as well. I mean, you could start putting dots on him, but it's not going to be the easiest thing to get done.
No, never mind. It was a thought. Thank you for saving me some time.
Ski Trooper, question: best tune for a crit avoidance arrow, either for standalone tune or for the tank in a specific team comp. Sith Trooper is tempting, but I worry about his HP dipping below Nihilus.
I would say Sith Trooper. Under Trail Lead. Under Trail Lead, I like Scion and Sith Trooper with crit avoidance arrows. I'll say that right now. That is what I am going for. Because then they're tanks, they can't be crit. You don't have anything like a Barris that requires them to be crit in order to heal. Like, I love the prospect of crit avoidance on Sith Trooper and Scion.
Nathaniel Miller, question: why isn't Stormtrooper Han a smuggler? He literally just smuggled himself onto the Death Star.
Well, you're not wrong. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe they haven't finished yet.
That does not make sense.
I mean, it's a new tag, isn't it? I mean, if you're asking that question, surely the main question is, why doesn't he have a ship?
And where the hell is OG Chewie?
The other thing, too, 3 of the 5 Hans are smugglers. It's not even like... Why are 3 of them smugglers and 2 of them not?
They lost their budget.
You would think once he's a smuggler, he's going to be considered a smuggler, right? Because young Han is a smuggler, Han Solo is a smuggler, veteran Han's a smuggler, but not Captain Han and not Stormtrooper Han. Like, what did he do in order to not be considered a smuggler?
He was a captain. He went legit for a while, didn't he? He worked for the rebels.
Kinda.
He wasn't doing much. Just wasn't doing much smuggling at that time. He was saving the galaxy. A far, far away galaxy, anyway.
Yeah, but he's still a smuggler. I mean, once a smuggler, always a smuggler.
Tim Bedard, question: what Jedi work the best to beat the mythic tier of the assault battle?
Okay, so there's
anything with Bastila.
Yeah.
Well, you need a 7-star Bastila for that, but so there's 2 things that if you're cautious about, you can really use effectively. So there's 2 abilities, and most people lose to the Grievous, the 4th wave, right? There's 2 abilities that show up there. There's a death mark, and there's a healing immunity. The healing immunity can actually be dispelled by Kenobi. I don't think any other character can dispel it, but Kenobi actually can. And so when you're using that, you want to save Kenobi's dispel for when the healing immunity with the little locked icon thing shows up, because Kenobi can dispel it. The other thing is you can remove death mark, right? So you'll want to have some dispels. Barriss is really good, and then you get the dispel with Hermit Yoda. And so the ones that I would focus on in particular to have on that team is going to be Barriss, assuming you have a Zeta on her, Kenobi lead, and Hermit Yoda. Those would be your starting 3. I would put Grandmaster Yoda because he is ridiculous, because you can do his AoE, get all the buffs from the characters, then do the internal buff, right? The special event buff. And so then you get a bunch of different things, and then you distribute it to all of your characters. Grandmaster Yoda is sick in that battle. So Grandmaster Yoda is the other one, and then for your 5th, you can pick whoever. I usually go with Anakin, but you can go with Ezra, you can go with Ayla. It doesn't really matter.
Just as an addition to that, you said about a Zeta Barriss. If you can Zeta Grandmaster Yoda, do his special, the Dira Zeta, that as well. You won't. That's one of the Zetas I don't think you'll regret ever deploying.
God damn it, Ranger! Do the AoE with Kylo.
I was enjoyed watching.
God damn it! Use the AoE with freaking Kylo.
I was enjoying watching First Order Execution. Just kept going there and critting more and more.
Oh my god.
It was so good.
Oh my god.
At first I was like, I just had an auto and I was like, alright, and then I was going to stop it and do it. And I was like, well, wait a minute. Kill. Like, oh, this is kind of funny.
Oh my god.
Watch over and over.
All right.
Saw chopping his way to the board.
This First Order Executioner was a little retarded there. Oh my god. All right, next question.
Hand sandwiches. Question: I have completed 6 Ironman triathlons. Want some help, fellas, with the charity event?
Want some what?
Yeah, could you pull a sled
with the charity event?
Yeah,
you pull a sled.
Oh, so that's the other part too. If you guys want to, so again, we need to make sure that we secure the funding and stuff we need in order to get there. But we're also, anybody that wants to run with us is more than welcome to run with us at the half marathon. Again, it's the weekend of April 7th at Run Disney. So if you go to Run Disney, it's called the Star Wars Rival Weekend. And April 7th is the half marathon. That's when we plan on running. And then, assuming we're there, we would try and do some stuff with you guys on that Saturday beforehand. So definitely trying to make it like a RSG weekend if we can. But the main focus being the charity event on Sunday. So if you guys want to, you are more than welcome to join us. We're just trying to make sure we can get there first before making too many announcements on that kind of stuff. Since there is a cost to registration and all that kind of stuff. So.
It's very inspirational that he was able to do 6 Ironman triathlons with his hands made of sandwiches.
Yeah. Well, that means that he has fuel while he's running. Between each of the events of the triathlon, do the bike riding and eat a little bit of the sandwich. And then bike ride and eat a little bit of a sandwich.
Sith Gorilla, question: with the Smuggler's Run event coming, could this be the sole event for the solo tunes, or could there still be a legendary for them?
No. So smugglers include a lot of characters that are not part of they are not a part of Solo, right? We have other Hans that are not part of the Solo movie. The smuggler tag is specifically for the smuggler bounty. There's still, and I would say a high chance that there is going to be another character involved with the Solo characters. The smuggler tag, I think, is something completely different.
Yeah.
There are a lot of Solo characters that are part of it, but you also have other characters. You have veteran Han, you have veteran Chewie, you have regular Han Solo, not part of the movie. Of note, Enfys is part of the smugglers. The Solo picture for the movie that they put in game did not have Enfys. So there's a possibility that, again, I mentioned this before, Enfys will not be part of whatever Solo thing they're going to put out. So if it's going to be like for Beckett, it's possible that it's the other 5 Solo characters excluding Enfys. So just keep that in mind.
Captain Obvious, question, can Ranger open a pack?
No.
How about 2?
Oh, well, in that case, no.
Snum Ozbuff, question, Gear 12 plus piece finally accrued. Who to put it on? Fleet Arena or regular arena? CLS, Thrawn, EP, Nihilus, GK. I run EP lead in arena and Tarkin and Fleet.
How are you doing in arena? If you're doing fine in arena, then I would focus on your fleet, because the Gear 12 seems to make a little bit more of a difference in fleet. But they're so rare that I don't think I would put them on it just for fleet. I would save them for your arena team if it makes a difference. Otherwise, honestly, just hold on to it.
Kazakagi, too easy. Question, should I burn my phone if this slicing thing doesn't work for the 30th time?
No.
DSP,
just blame
question.
Finn.
Yeah, blame Finn. Yeah.
DSP, question, mod sets and basic mod advice for Treya on her lead. I unlock her today.
Offense.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, just get a fence, and I can't remember what the other set, but you want 4 offense on there. I think on mine, just because of the speed aspect. Yeah, I've got a fence and a health speed arrow, primary arrow, and a health circle, but that's because it's got 15 speed on it. But otherwise, yeah, it's a fence.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Offense is a better one. I went with speed with mine, though, because I just wanted my Treya to be faster. But yeah, offense is the better set.
Paul Bracamonte, question for Ranger. How about them Cowboys?
Hey, they looked pretty good yesterday. Not too
really?
sure. Better than someone's Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, I know. Don't get me wrong. The Pittsburgh's defense is horrendous. It's awful. They haven't done anything with it for years. That being said, I know the Cowboys won. Their defense was actually pretty good. I wasn't terribly thrilled with their offense, though. Like they can do better, except for like the one pass to Trayvon Austin. I mean, it was kind of it wasn't a very effective offense. They won, so I give them credit. But
Packers game was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
ended in a tie.
It was a bad week for kickers.
It really was.
It was a bad week for kickers.
Isra Felks Gaming question: what do you guys think the chances of possible legendary Chewie being a TESB specific Chewie, and therefore being the TESB legendary requirement for Jedi Luke, although CLS would qualify too?
Well, okay, so CLS is almost definitely going to be needed, but he wouldn't qualify as legendary because he's part of a journey, right? Yeah. So I think you would need CLS. They may continue the need for the legendary, and I think Chewie is a good assumption. With everything that happened with the bounty hunters, I think the chance that an Empire Strikes Back Chewie could be the legendary, and yeah, you'll require the bounty hunters that are shown there: Bosk, 88, Boba, and Dengar. plus another random bounty hunter. They might require you to have specific 4 and then whatever 5th you want, and then you can get your Chewie.
There you go.
Yeah, we need C-3PO backpack Chewie. Mikey Mike, question: how many Chex/JTR/Night Sisters a guild need to pass heroic Sith Trumpet raid?
25 of each would be kind of a general number. You can go with less, though, depending on how good they are. You can get through with about 20 JTRs if they're all able to pull 5%. Right? You can do 5% with Chex Mix, so you really only need 20%, but not everybody is able to pull their 5% necessarily. Night Sisters is a little bit easier. You only need about 10 of those because you can get about 10% in Phase 4 pretty easily. You can use specific teams in Phase 2 and then Kitchen Sink and then, the rest of Phase 4. So probably about 20 to 25 Jedi Training Raid, 20 to 25 Chex Mix, and about 10 to 15 Night Sisters.
Revenator, question: what toy would RSG like to see added into the National Toy Hall of Fame? Probably the butt sock.
Voltron.
We need to get a butt sock toy. How do we... I need to see if there's a store that makes a toy, because then we can make a butt sock toy.
It'll be an adult store, you know that, don't you?
No, it's not going to be that kind of butt sock. Although it may be used like that, but that's not what it's going to be intended for, just like the shake weight.
Cream fraiche.
Fraiche. Cafeteria. Fraiche. I saw that episode yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think.
And then it gets the money for the fair.
Here's some cap fare. Cafeteria food should be healthy. Why is it not healthy? Oh, Jamie Oliver. God. All right, next question.
Brazos forgot question. Got 100 Zetas in store, all the gear ready for Treya, and 15 shards left to unlock her. Should I wait for whatever legendary is coming, or go all in on her?
Treya. Hands down.
Voltron.
Treya. I wish.
You have 100 Zetas. You only need 40 of them on Treya, so you'll still have 3 left over. No reason to do anything else.
15 minutes.
And that's all the questions.
Hey, we got through all the questions. Yay!
Hooray!
We did it, guys. We did it. All right.
We did it. We did it.
If you guys are watching this, you're watching this on RSG. We do this every Monday through Friday from 12 to 1 p.m. If you guys right now, if you haven't already, stop what you're doing. Hit that thumbs up. It really does help the channel, and it helps get the video out to the rest of the YouTube game world. If you love the content, if you've been watching for a while and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It really does help us with monetization and other things, and you get updates and notifications when we are streaming. Also, check out our Patreon. We have that going. We have the GoFundMe for the run that we've been talking about. So a lot of stuff going on in the RSG world. And then don't forget, Wednesday we have our normal Wednesday night show, longest running live stream in the game. And then Saturday we have the Jedi Academy, where we bring the best and brightest YouTubers and game changers together to do nothing but answer your questions. And then we sprinkle a little bit of brain damage that is RSG. During the week we'll do Borderlands, which we'll be doing tomorrow. Battlefront, waiting for the new updates to happen, and then we'll start hitting Battlefront hard and heavy again. Also, Sundays was our D&D campaign. If you haven't checked out our D&D campaign, please do. Yeah, is there anything else I need to mention, Dr. Finn?
Our new website.
Oh, talk about that.
Yeah, so we have a new website. It's still somewhat under construction, but we have some of the basic information there. So it is www.realityskewedgamers.com. It is that simple. So we're starting to build that out. I'm working on coding a little bit more today and the rest of the week. So hopefully we'll keep on getting more information up there, but you'll be able to see, for now, the link to the stream, or to the YouTube channel, and then also the charity fundraiser and GoFundMe.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's it for us today. So if you have, make sure you come to our Discord, guys. If you have questions and we didn't get to them, by all means, please come to our Discord, and we'll be more glad to sit there and answer those questions for you. We've got a great community in there of over 2,000 people that do nothing but love talking about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes stuff and other games. So great place to meet other people with the same interests as you. So please check it out. All right. With that being said, thanks for stopping by, and we will check you guys out tomorrow. Peace.